Ooh, ooh, big fish ish. We got a dope topic for y'all today. And we're going to touch on something that we've all heard this particular term before, and it's job security. Now, we're going to approach it like we typically do from a different perspective. And even when you hear the word job security, like that's probably something that we've all thought about as it pertains to our individual jobs and careers. However, when you look at the two words job security and when it's mentioned in the same phrase, it's really an oxymoron. A job is not secure. But we're not going to focus on that. What we're going to look at is how to create income security, influence security, and value security. How to make sure that our income is secure, how to make sure that the influence that we have is secure, and how to make sure that what was the last one that I said? What did I say? I said income, influence, and value. We're gonna make sure that we're value secure. How could I even hesitate on that last one? That's probably because that's the given one. That's the biggest one for me, in a lot of ways. But they're all important in their own ways. Now, the reason why I say job security is an oxymoron is because when you're at a job, you're working for somebody else. You're working to secure somebody else's future. A job is not intended to secure your future. That's why you can get fired at any point. It's just like in sports. Somebody playing on a team in football, NFL, get cut tomorrow, and you're not a part of that team. Doesn't matter what you did beforehand. Doesn't matter what you contributed to get to that team's particular success. It doesn't matter. You're gone. Meanwhile, the people who you're fighting for, the ownership, those are the ones that are most secure. Now, like I said, I don't want to focus on this, but I do want to just set that foundation because I was having a conversation with a young boy of mine. I don't want to mention his name. I don't want him to get in. Not that he would get in trouble or anything by his employers, but he just started a new quote unquote job, and it's selling life insurance. So that's it's probably the financial planning, selling the life insurance. And I was talking to him, and I was excited because he's fresh out of college and he got into a sales job. So I told him, you're going to learn certain skills, invaluable skills and tools that are going to put you in a position that you will always be able to bring value. You will always be able to bring to make money. You will always be able to grow business, and that's what makes you secure. That's what provides the income security that I'm talking about. Now, when I was talking to him, I referenced back to a time that when I was starting off with sales, and I went back and I said, what would I tell my younger self? And it would be to jump on either YouTube, Instagram, definitely YouTube, and create a YouTube channel that you pretty much record your entire journey, everything that you're learning on a day-to-day basis, all your trials and tribulations, everything that you're doing to grow, all the questions that you may have. I said, you got to start a YouTube channel right now. I said, that's the most important thing that you can do. And we were talking about why it's so important. And I said, you got to establish a certain level of trust, when it comes to people, especially when you're selling. If you're doing sales, if you're selling anything, you have to establish a certain level of trust. However, especially when it comes to life insurance, nobody wants to even hear about life insurance. As soon as you bring it up, people are just figuring out different ways to kind of move a different direction with the conversation or exit. It just is what it is. So I said, you have a dope opportunity being so young and being able to start your channel off from day one in your sales role, to where you can establish trust, you can establish your expertise, and you can go through all this. Therefore, instead of that job security, you're creating income security, influence security, and value security just by having that YouTube channel. So, he was excited about it. So the next day, I said, I told him that night, I said, yo, I need a video, at least a video every day. Even if you're not posting it right now, I need you making a video every day. What you learned, what you went through, all these different things. What you still have questions about, make videos, put it on video. And the next day I reached out to him and I said, yo, I need that video. It was like 10:30 at night. I was like, yo, I need that video. And he responded, and he's very ambitious, very studious, very disciplined, very focused. This is more than just a friend. This is a family friend. This is family. So legit family. So he he told me that his employers felt a bit uncomfortable about him posting. And hold on, let me actually go to the exact message. Let me go to the exact message. Hopefully he's not gonna be mad at me. No, he's not gonna be mad. Matter of fact, I don't need to go to the exact message. I don't even want to do all that. However, he was telling me that his employers pretty much weren't really comfortable. They said, oh, we can get in trouble. I think they were talking about, I'm not even sure if this is what I got from it. Because I knew exactly what the employees were doing, and I knew exactly the strategy that they were using on him, where they were pretty much saying like, oh, we could be liable for something, if it's in our name. And I knew exactly where he was going. And I told him, I said, listen, I said, fuck all that. I said, don't mention their name, create your YouTube. And I said, your employer does not want you to do anything outside the lines of exactly what they're telling you, what they're teaching you, exactly how they're telling you, and exactly how they're teaching it. Simple. They have their system. It works for them. They don't want anybody to deviate outside of that system. The issue with that is a lot of our employers, they grew up in a different time. They don't understand the importance of a YouTube and the influence that it can have to create trust, to create you being seen as an expert in that space. That's if I'm being nice when I say that they don't see the value. Truth be told, they don't want to see the value. And to go even further, they understand that it's an area where they are at a disadvantage because they didn't grow up in that type of social media atmosphere, climate that we're in right now. So it's for a lot of those reasons. And it's to establish the control. They want to control everything. The more influence that you have without them, the less control they have over you, the less you feel that you owe them. All these different areas, it's to keep them secure, not to establish your security. It may appear as that because you may think like, oh, well, me doing exactly what they want, that's the best way for me to be secure in that particular job. You'll never be secure in a job. You can get into an argument that has nothing to do with you. You can engage in anything on your job to where it goes left, you're fired the next day. It may not even have to do with you. You may be cool with somebody, your mentor on the job. You may be just so close to them to where they have a disagreement with somebody else, and then it becomes uncomfortable for you, and then you end up on your way out. I was there. I was in that situation, and I left the company for those exact reasons. And it's a shame that, when a lot of our young people, or anybody for that matter, when you go into a job, you're trying to just do any and everything that they tell you. But we're not seeing the bigger picture. So especially for the youngins out there, use the advantages that you have. That's what I told my little bro. I said, use the advantages that you have. I said, you have certain advantages that your mentor, manager, whatever he is, he cannot have. He's just older. You can't go back and get that again. Just like he may have certain advantages by growing up how he grew up, but you have to make sure that you're leveraging your advantages. And it was really important for me, and it really bothered me when his employers came back and said that they had an issue with this, because how can I put it? I was in that same exact situation. I was in the same exact situation. And even right now, the videos, the YouTube channel that y'all are looking at right now, this was supposed to be, I was supposed to start this years prior. I was supposed to start putting out videos maybe back in 2016, 2017. However, because my mentor at the time did not really understand or did not want to learn or want to try to understand the importance of a YouTube channel, the importance of content, putting content out and establishing a fan base, establishing a community that trusts you in this particular space. Because he was opposed to it and didn't embrace it, it made me feel as if I couldn't do it. Because here I was, you know, this is your mentor. You look at our mentors as they're the experts. They have the expertise. I just want to do what they're doing. They have the evidence that shows that their way can be successful. Me, I'm just trying something new. I've seen other people do it and it's been successful, but between the two of us, they have the evidence when it comes to their particular strategy. And that's why I delayed so long in starting to take content seriously. And I know exactly where I would have been if I would have started off earlier. I know exactly the type of success, the type of influence, the type of income that I would have if I would have started this earlier. It would have done wonders. What's so funny is I used to be hesitant about posting a lot of the content that I post. And then when I run into people now, and why I was hesitant is because, you know, a lot of this can be controversial. And it doesn't have to do with, some of it has to do with, you know, what I do on a day-to-day basis as a consultant. Some of it doesn't. And I was always worried about colleagues or just people in my industry seeing it and it negatively impacting me on the quote unquote job or me in my me in my consultant role. So therefore, I was always hesitant. But then I realized that when I'm going around meeting different doctors, meeting different attorneys, meeting people that are in my industry, the number one thing that they say to me is like, yo, I like your videos. Even if they're not engaging with it. Now, even if they're just BSing, I think they appreciate the video still because they appreciate me being so candid and direct when it comes to addressing a lot of these issues and just bringing up the conversations. I tend to think that, you know, some people may be BSing, but neither here nor there. They're seeing it. I'm constantly, that's what they remember me for. That's what they notice when they're scrolling through their social media because it stays in their mind. So that's one of the biggest things, connecting with people, getting people to actually notice you. One of the biggest things when it comes to selling any product or getting any type of recognition. So therefore, when I started taking all that into consideration, I started to realize that, damn, I was tripping. But I didn't necessarily, just stay in that place where I was just upset that I didn't start years ago. I just started that day and just, continued to move forward and figure it out as I go. Because a lot of it, you're going to establish over time. You're not just going to come on, okay, I'm successful. I'm a successful life insurance rep. Now I'm going to create my YouTube. It doesn't work like that. People want to see, it may work like that for some people, but typically people want to see some type of growth. And then if, let's say one of your videos does go viral. Okay, now you have one video go viral. People have nothing else to see. It's like these rappers that come out where they'll have a hot song, but then they have no catalog. So now they're like almost in panic mode because they got to put out more music, put out more content. Yo, you've been developing the content the entire time. So now when people actually start to recognize you because they see you winning and you are seen as that expert and you are successful, now they will go and trust all those previous videos, whether it's from a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, to where now they can dive into that content and become obsessed. They have stuff that will occupy their time to the point where you don't have to feel rushed now to create new content. You already have a library. You got your catalog. I'm successful now. I have a catalog on exactly everything that I did, all the challenges, all the things that came up, the trials, the tribulations, the ups, the downs, all these different things that I documented and created content with. That is going to be a library and a map, directions for somebody else now who sees you as successful because they trust it, they believe it. You can't just wait until that day. Now, like I said, when I'm saying you can't, I guess you can do whatever you want, but that wouldn't be my recommendation. It's almost like you see people that go viral, like let's say, like a Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels, yes, he went viral for one particular video, but as soon as I saw that video, I realized, like, hold on, I didn't know him before that. He had countless videos before that. So then what does everybody do? They start looking at the old videos and appreciating it more and more. Now they're more and more excited about the new content that you're putting out. You're creating fans. You're creating trust. You're creating people that believe in you, that now they are in your community. Now they are in your community. And once you have that trust, you can now position yourself to where you have, instead of job security, your job is irrelevant at that point because you can go anywhere. Why? Because you have the value. The value's in your catalog. And the evidence that the value that you bring to the table is worth a lot is the fact that you're now successful. All right, you have the income. It's not like your job's firing you. You're only becoming more and more successful because you have the influence. So when you have the value, you have the influence and the income, that's the security that we're looking for. And the only way to do that is to not focus on just the job, but to do something externally, to do something for you to create your network, which is your YouTube channel. That's the only way to do it. So if anybody is in any career, regardless of whether you're starting or not, you're in that field. Why not just document it and be recognized as the leader and an expert in that particular area? It could literally be with anything. You can be delivering pizzas or making pizzas at Domino's, and you're documenting certain stuff where it could be focused on customer service. It could be focused on, how to make the perfect pizza. It could be focused on how many pepperonis it takes to, all these different things. And what you're creating is now a system within yourself, a certain level of trust, certain level of fans, to where you can take that now to different foods. Oh, shoot, now you're making pizzas at home. Oh, shoot, now the pizza guy, why not open up a pizza business? Why not open frozen pizza business? It allows you opportunities. Opportunities are going to grow when you have a large community that trusts you, that believe in you, and that see you as an expert in that particular area. That's where opportunities come from. And you have to be seen. You have to be on top of people's mind. You have to always be there. It gives you the chance to sell people without doing the traditional sales way of calling them on the phone. Hey, or, he was telling me that they were recommending that he calls people, make a little small talk and then talk about life insurance. Nobody's going for that. Yeah, you call me and make some small talk and then bring up selling life insurance. I'm gonna feel like you just played me, and nobody likes to feel played. We just had a video about this. So therefore, why not allow your videos to speak for yourself? Why not allow your videos to answer any other questions and make people feel comfortable? Because if this person has it and you talk about it on the video, and where you can give some insight to really explain, their question and why they're hesitant without being in front of them or without being on a phone call with them, to where they are not even focused on what you're saying, they're just trying to get off the call, it gives you the opportunity to do so. It gives you the opportunity to do so, and it gives you the opportunity to do so to a large mass of people. You can reach out to whoever. That's the beauty of social media. Connections. All right. We no longer have to only knock on doors. All right. We can knock with subscriptions. It's just is what it is. You have to make your content engaging, the same thing that you would have to do in person. Engaging, creative, solution oriented, bringing a certain type of value, entertainment, have a certain level of likability. These are the same things that you would be doing in person or trying to engage on the phone. But the main takeaway that I want us to understand is that, especially especially talking to younger people that are just entering, career or job, industry, but everybody. It's never too late to start. It's really never too late. You just leverage whatever you have. If you're 80, okay, now I'm the old guy, the out of touch old guy talking about life insurance. You know what I mean? Like, and make it funny, like make it engaging, because you have certain advantages. Everybody has certain advantages, which makes it that much more important to build around your uniqueness. Because when you build around your unique offering and you figure out a way to present it to the community, to the world, that's what's going to separate yourself. That's what's going to separate the value that you bring to the table versus what others may be bringing. And that is what brings you the income security, the influence security, as I'm calling it, and the value security. So you're going to always be able to have an income. You can have an income externally and internally. You'll be able to have both. You'll have the security of both, because any company is going to want to hire you. Or you may be able to do something on your own, build your own. Once you have a certain level of people may be willing to come in and say, hey, or you can fund it yourself, but people will definitely be willing to say, hey, we want to put some money behind this. How can you scale this? We already see what you've been doing on your own. We think that you can grow exponentially with our team backing you. Oh, but I want to make sure I'm the owner. I want to make sure that I keep the ownership. Keep the ownership. And the more influence that you have, and the more value that you've already been bringing to your audience, that's what's going to allow you to negotiate the income and make that higher. So they all work hand in hand. However, the common thing that they all have is that you have to start. You have to start by putting out the content, because it doesn't matter if the people on your job see you as doing a great job. What matters is the masses seeing you as an expert, becoming fans of you, and you welcoming them into your community. So I'll leave y'all with that. Just make sure that you're establishing and building content outside of your job, but still pertaining to your industry. Or you can build content in something else, but it's very easy to do it within your industry, because you're just documenting exactly what you're doing in a normal day-to-day. You don't have to figure out new content, new topics. Literally, what happened today? What are the challenges that came up today? What did I learn today? What questions do I have from today? That's it. All right, so enjoy the rest of y'all day. Remember, that job security is out. It's an oxymoron. We're looking for income security, influence security, and value security. All right, onward and upward, strength and honor. I'll see y'all soon. Ew.